wild.
What?
Good morning or good afternoon. Blerd
Good
lines,
time.
media, community. How are y'all doing this evening? This afternoon, this morning. How y'all doing? I appreciate it. Dark Gaia, T Will to Don, Ben. Appreciate y'all pulling up. Thank you, thank you. It's always a pleasure. Always love y'all pulling up. It's been about 2 weeks break. It's been wild. Been slow. But man, we appreciate y'all pulling up. We got a nice little quick show for y'all today. Sorry for the late start. Uh, there's a lot of news that's going on. There's a lot of gaming stuff that's been dropped, but unfortunately, none of that matters. Not one bit of it matters. There's only
Well,
one.
now we got one story that matters outside of the only game that matters.
Oh yeah, and that's the story of BG3. Before we get and talk about how we lost our souls, and that's the only game that we're playing right now, only story that we live right now. How you doing, Dad Pat?
I hate Baldur's Gate 3. It's ruining my life. I don't have time for anything but Baldur's Gate. The reason you are here in shades and I am here bonnet intact is because we stayed up too late playing.
We can go to bed till
Where's Sean
6.
at? Sean's recovering. Where's Lady Gunner at? Lady Gunner was out doing whole shit last night. Niggas are tired, okay?
Man, beyond tired.
I don't ever want to play that game again, but
We're gonna
I feel
play
like
later on tonight.
yeah, it's like one of those things like when you get drunk and you go, oh my God, I'm never gonna drink again. And then Friday comes along and you right back at that same bar.
Yes.
Baldur's Gate is that bar.
Man, right now it is rough. This has literally been one of the best best years of gaming, and this is probably going to be my game of the year, depending on how Spider-Man goes. Because right now I can't think of anything else that I'd rather play, rather be into. Be it playing with the guys or playing by myself, watching lore videos, builds. It has been a phenomenal experience. Like, the story is so engaging, the story is so involved. Setting up, trying to get to understand your team. It is one of the best games. Like, last night, after we got done doing our quads, of course, me and Ryan got into our duos, and then the beginning of Act 2, when you wanted to get one of the characters, um, you have to defeat basically an angel demon guy, and I beat the shit out of that dude. He went, Karlak went, and then I went. There was no second rounds. There was no one else able to pull up. It was damaging. The amount of pain that I inflicted to that man. I told Ryan, close the door. No one needs to see what I'm about to do to this man. It's going to be vulgar.
Did he actually close the door?
He did close the door, and he got
Good
real
job,
aggressive. As you can see, there's dad pad things going on in the background. And so,
now please be careful.
let's go ahead. We got a lot to talk about today. There's a lot of things that's happened. Liza P dropped. Mortal Kombat 1 dropped. Xbox wants to buy Nintendo. Nintendo ain't going. Final Fantasy Rebirth. Dragon's Dogma 2. Spoilers on the internet for Jujutsu Kaisen. Anime.
Like, for like anime people to be some of like the biggest anti-spoiler people ever, and spoiler alert, but I've seen, so if you don't want to be spoiled, like, muff your ears for like the next 30
Well,
seconds.
let's just hint at it. Just hint at it. Don't.
No, I'm gonna say, if you don't want to hear, cover your ears,
We
because
cannot
all of these
not give a fuck.
assholes already did it. Why all these manga people just Gojo's dead? Like, why?
Because people
Like, no.
well, I'm a manga reader.
These are, I understand that, but manga readers more than anybody are usually, oh yeah, it's better in the manga, and they go about. But when did they become the spoiler crowd?
Because then it's not even them. It's really those who just seek information, and then try to ruin everyone's experience. So, like, you know, me and Aiden talk all the time when it comes to mangas and anime. We talk all the time. And so when something big happens, me and him talk about it privately because we don't want anyone who watch
Yeah,
animes only, I mean who only watch anime, to get ruined by from the experience. We enjoy reading the manga more. And like how it happened, people are like, "Oh, so and so's dead now. Oh well." And they want to
yeah,
discredit the
like
story itself. And I'm like, if you read the chapter, it's more than just him being dead.
yeah, I
There's
know,
yeah,
but
yeah, and of course the big moment is him dead, but it's the what transpired in the conversation of what happened
yeah,
while he was dead. And it's like
I mean,
y'all taking away so much from people to experience that. It's
yeah,
unfortunate as
and
hell.
that's what grinds my gears because like, and I won't drop the spoilers on this one since they weren't big on dropping them with this one, but it's like, could you imagine how weak that Dobby spin would have went if everybody would have hit the internet and just been posting that shit as soon as it happened in the manga?
Oh man, it would have been
You know what
fucking
I mean?
riots.
Like, yeah, like, come on, like I know manga readers, like, and that's cool. But for like those people that aren't really manga readers that are just like looking at the manga so they can have a leg up, just so they can run on the internet and like spoil shit like that.
I hate those people, bro. Like I hate them because when you look at it,
But
like
even T Will says it was spoiled for him too.
I
Like,
saw,
come
yeah,
on, y'all.
because
Like,
you didn't see any of the spoilers for Demon Slayer, which is probably one of the best current manga. I mean, animes out. And then Jujutsu Kaisen is just hitting at different levels, and people just want to ruin good experiences because of other things that are popping. And that's what I'm starting to see with a lot of entertainment. It's like if you're not the first to talk about it, or there's too many people enjoying it, you're going to try to find a way to destroy that experience. And I'm not. That shit's played out and
yeah,
weird,
shit's
bro,
whack.
as hell. But for anyone who's been spoiled, please can leading up to that moment, it's a hell of an experience. We're in the new season of Jujutsu Kaisen, and that motherfucker's rocking. Please don't be spoiled. I mean, please don't deter from the story that is given. There's a lot to be taken in. And then, of course, with Bleach, there's so much that's coming out. So please don't allow people on the internet to spoil your experience. It's wild. Ben, like, you need to stop that edge lord shit. Like Baldur's Gate is a phenomenal game. It's probably going to win Game of the Year, but please don't discredit Spider Man. Spider Man has been people have went to the Sony. There was a Sony event and people played Spider Man, and they're saying that this game is freaking incredible. So we don't know
Yeah.
until we get our hands on it. Don't need to be an edge lord. I get it. So
But I will say that I think every game this year has its work cut out for it.
yeah, Baldur's
That
Gate
I
set the
can't say.
standard. Like they set the
Yeah,
bar and they set it fucking high.
yeah.
Like
That I can't say.
it's
So,
ridiculous on how good. I've never because I've never been a dungeon. I've never been over
mm,
the top guy, gaming guy until this year. And
yeah.
Diablo 4 did it, broke, popped my cherry, and then I realized what good sex was when I had Baldur's Gate in my life. So, in other news,
Oh, real quick, I just want to give a special shout out to Digimon Survive because without Digimon Survive, I would not have batted an eyelash at Baldur's Gate. So,
I got to give mine to Diablo 4.
yeah,
Shout out,
definitely.
shout out to experiencing new video games.
Yes, do
In
that
other
shit.
quick news, we didn't put this in the description. Sonic Fox is beating people asses with blindfolds on.
Man, yeah, so I don't know if y'all have been following this at all, but most of last year, well, not most of last year, for a portion of last year, Waka Flocka and Waka Flocka Flame, yeah, OLED do it, no hands, hard in the paint nigga, you know, that nigga was having some conversations about how he could beat anybody in Mortal Kombat, and Sonic Fox, who is like
The standard. And no,
almost undebatably the greatest NRS fighting game player on the planet, said, "You can't beat me." And I guess Walker didn't know who he was talking to. He was like, "Bro, you trash. I'll run them hands."
mm,
Um, so essentially, they worked up to it. They were going to get a game going. Then, like, there was this weird email list thing that happened, and then it just went away. So turns out, I guess maybe they got the tip off about MK1 dropping, so they decided to push everything an entire year and do this for MK1 launch week. And they did a first to 7. Sonic Fox went 6-0, and then when they got to round 7, Sonic Fox beat him 7-0 while blindfolded.
He lost one round. He didn't lose the set. He lost a single round blindfolded. But prior to that, he didn't drop a round.
Yeah.
Sonic Fox did that. And again, I'm tired of seeing people hating on black individuals who are doing something just because you don't like it or it's not something in your lane. Again, to the individual that keeps saying fighting games is trash because it's your personal opinion without any logic, it's okay. We get it. Fine. Don't care. It's great. But shout out to Sonic Fox. Appreciate it, Walker Flocka. It's been one hell of an experience. Just to give my take on Mortal Kombat, it's not 11, but it's not 10. I can still do rush down, but I can't do running. Like I can't like pressure all the time. I found my character that I'm going to play with.
Who you running with?
Shao. General Shao.
Okay. Yeah, from the little bit I played, of course I played Katana, and she was okay. I didn't really like get into much of her mechanics to really know, but I did try Smoke as well, and Smoke was really fun.
I like Smoke.
So if I end up at some point making the purchase, I might run Smoke as my main. Unless I get to Katana, and once I like actually learn her, I start having more fun with her. But yeah, like I haven't played enough honestly to form an opinion. And internet, that's okay to say about a game. I have not played enough to form an opinion.
It's okay.
It's
perfectly
okay.
fine.
Like it's not even just with video games. You can also say, I don't know enough about this to have an opinion. Okay.
It's okay.
I promise.
It's fine.
Yes,
okay.
It is. But yeah, I don't know. So well, I mean, I would imagine at some point I'll play more of the game, but like for now, I can say it's a lot slower, especially playing Street Fighter for a large portion of the last 8 months of my life through betas and the actual launch. It's a lot slower than I've been used to out of my fighting games as of late.
Yeah,
well, it's fine so far, though, I guess.
Once you learn it, it speeds up, but it's not your. I know where they're going with this one, but it's not your regular like Mortal Kombat. It's not X. Like X was literally
because X was a lot faster too.
Oh, it was unbelievably fast. But so I enjoy it. I'm definitely going to sit down and put my time in if I can get outside of my hook on Baldur's Gate. But it's solid. Another game that's dropped, Lies of P. I have a lot to say. This is Bloodborne too.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing a lot of. That this is very similar to Bloodborne.
100%, bro.
So I'm curious, like with so many people comparing it to Bloodborne, let's talk about the differences before we get to the similarities. Like, so what would you say are the things that separate this? Like, I heard something about like a lie mechanic or something of the sort.
Yeah, so like it's if you know anything about Pinocchio, you can either tell the truth or you can lie. Well, Pinocchio is a lying toy that wants to become a real boy. So as far as I've gotten, you can literally choose what route you want to go. You can be a full-blown liar or you can tell the truth. I haven't gotten far enough in the story to see how much of that affects, but right now I'm going the lie route just to see what I develop. So I think this is probably the bad ending because if you know anything about Souls games or Soul-like games, there's different endings depending on how you play. So right now I'm going the lie route. There was two situations where you lie. So the first one is to get into this hotel. What's good, Ray? Appreciate you pulling up, brother. The first one is trying to get into this hotel. You, Pinocchio, these machines in this world they cannot lie. Machines cannot lie in this world. you're the only machine that has the ability to lie. So
Oh,
for you
so
to
he's
get
Mega
in,
Man.
yeah. So he was like, are you a machine or human? You tell them that you are human so you can get in. But then you prove to be Geppetto's true invention, where you're the only one to have the ability to lie. And so you get into the hotel. That's basically like the safe spot. If you know anything about Bloodborne or anything, that's your safe spot. You go back to upgrade, to buy weapons and all this and the third.
Mhm.
And then there's another situation where this lady said, "I
Wait, so
lost."
wait.
Mm.
So what happens if you tell the truth and you say that you're a robot? Can you not go into the safe spot?
I don't know. I didn't choose that route. That would be my
Oh,
second
okay.
playthrough.
Oh, okay.
I'm going full fledged. I am a liar. I lie. I cheat. I steal. And so the second situation is this lady lost her baby, and you went out to go find her baby. Clearly, the baby is a robot, but she is delusional enough to be like, "Oh, that's my real baby." So you need to tell her either the baby's beautiful or say that the baby is not real, just to
Hmm.
give her some false sense of security or whatever. The game is good. Like the game is a lot more balanced than I expected to from a Souls-like game. It's I really enjoy it, man. Just because
Hmm.
it's fair, it's not too overbearing. It's I'll say the mini bosses are is a lot more difficult than the main bosses. Because the main bosses have a particular move set that you can get used to after like if you die a couple times. The mini bosses, their timing is just completely off. Like they'll do one thing and then you're thinking it's a two-hit combo and they break out four, and it's annoying, but it's enjoyable. And I like it. Again, it's one of my this is one of my most anticipated games this year. Like this is one I've been looking forward to. And
That's good.
it's I got it on Game Pass because I've spent literally the most money I've had on video games in this 1 year. Game Pass came in clutch this time with that in Starfield, and so that's pretty much the differences that I have so far. Oh yeah, and a lot of people talk. There's a lot of talking here. There's not too much like you lore we have to read.
So yeah, because I was gonna say that as well. I meant to ask Demon God Sean that the other day. So this one, because he said he enjoyed the story. So this isn't like your traditional. I mean, obviously, it's technically a Souls like game and not a Souls game. Um, so it's not like it is in the way of most from soft games where you have to look in between the lines in order to get the story. Like there's actually a cohesive, followable story that's actually kind of like linear and threaded throughout the game.
Yeah, it's like sometimes you
Okay.
got to go out your way to like, of course, look and be explore, be adventurous, but it's not something where you gotta read in between the lines, go here, do that, and the third. Like it's not that in depth. So I'm like four bosses in, and so I'm still at the very beginning, and so I like it. Similarities, like there's so many similarities. There's like if you want to go to a different marker per se, it's the same way they do in Bloodborne. They get on one knee and they teleport. Um, let's
Okay.
say the leveling mechanics, of course, you got the vigor, the endurance, the weapon building is way different. You can combine different weapons to have different structures. So say you got a long sword, you have the
Mm-hmm.
actual sword part and you have the hilt. And so you can take the sword part and connect it to like you have an electric weapon into the electric hilt, so you have more range, and it still hit with the electric part. Or you can take the electric head part of a weapon and put it with the hilt of the sword. So it's really a lot. That's another big thing. Like there's the
Oh, okay.
customization of the weapons is really fun, where you can be really creative and
Getting
like
into some Zelda Super Hand kind of vibes there.
yeah. And I really like the aspect. The drip is passable. The drip may be passed. There are some outfits there where I'm like, oh, that's questionable. But you can't customize the way your character looks, but the drip is okay.
Oh, okay.
And you know,
That's
fashion
what's
souls
up.
is real.
Yes, it absolutely is. And then I'm looking here, it looks like kind of to draw more comparisons here. Lengthwise, it looks like it's anticipated or expected to be about a 30 to 40 hour experience for the main game, whereas Bloodborne is about 33 to 35 hours first playthrough. So yeah, I mean it's definitely like falling right into that category. So like I know with you and Bloodborne being like in your probably top 5.
It's my number one favorite.
Definitely.
It's my number one
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, there you go. See, so I know for you, like this is really scratching the itch. Like you've been waiting for a 60 frames per second Blue Point version of Bloodborne for like 30 years now.
And this is
And
it.
yeah,
Like this
there
is
you
it.
go.
Like if From Software gives that green light to be like, hey, let's go ahead and remake Bloodborne, I'm gonna cry. But this is a good it. I mean, a scratch to the itch I've been wanting. It's a phenomenal. I really like it. It's a really enjoyable game. Um, I probably get it on PlayStation so I can get the platinum trophy. It's definitely getting a
Oh,
platinum run just so I can get it. And plus, of course, Rob.
so so
He's
let me ask
play.
you this because you play Souls games, and I mean you play games on Xbox Game Pass, and I do as well. So when you play a game on Game Pass that you absolutely love, are you more prone to like finish the game and move on, or are you more prone to decide that you want to experience that on PlayStation so that you can do the trophies and you'll like stop what you're doing to purchase the game? Like how does that work for you?
So for me, I'm definitely the type that will, if I fully enjoy it on the Xbox, I'm going to get it on PlayStation so I can get that trophy hunt as well. Ravenlock was a game that I wish was on PlayStation so I can 100% it on Sony on my PlayStation as well, but it's only an Xbox exclusive, and I was able to platinum that, well, 100% that in like a like in 2 days because I enjoyed it. And I
Nice.
think the best comparison for that to happen here shortly is in February when Persona 3 Reloaded drops. Um, I am going to play the absolute shit out of the game, not only on Xbox but also on my PlayStation. So I have that in both systems because I did the lore for that game. It's going to be accessible on Game Pass. It's not free because I play a monthly subscription for that. So I'm going to play it on Xbox, have that access to it, but I'm also probably going to purchase it on my PlayStation. One, because I support the product itself, and I don't mind spending money because I'm not tripping about spending money on games that I want to enjoy on both systems. So yeah, good games. So it
Wife
depends on.
also do stuff.
Oh no, you're good. It depends on also on games as well. If I'm going to purchase on both, like Baldur's Gate, I'm getting on not only Baldur's Gate, I'm getting on my PC, but I might get it on my Xbox. It just depends how I feel, but it's definitely getting bought on my PC. Armor Core is probably going to get on my Xbox too. No, it just depends. So it really just depends on the game, my personal opinion. So those were the games. I've been playing Starfield. Um, it's Mass Effect in space. Oh, it's Mass. I mean, Mass Effect is in space, but it's Mass Effect
Fallout.
in space. Well, because me and Ryan been playing it real tough and talking about it, but it's not a bad game. It's not a terrible game. Not the greatest
It's a
game.
game.
It's a solid. It's just a 7 out of 10 is not bad. It's a
Yeah.
solid game.
7 out of 10 is good. It's a good game. It's not a great game, an amazing game. It's a good game.
Yeah. So it's like, when I don't have the money to spend on Baldur's Gate, I go find some really good 40. I go play Starfield.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'll probably never get to Starfield. I don't know.
No, it's not.
It
It's not.
just
It's not you. It's not. It's you don't like Bethesda. It's not you like at
yeah,
all.
and
It,
and that's the thing. Like, I've never really been big on Bethesda games, like ever. So, like that, and for me, that's what it was. It was kind of like most disappointing when people were like, it's a Bethesda game." Like, obviously, you expect that to a certain extent, but stereotypical Bethesda games have never meshed with me. So I'll just kind of leave it where it is. But I'm happy that people are enjoying that.
yeah, absolutely.
Um, but you know what I want to get into is this Xbox foolishness, man.
There's a lot of exposing going on right now, man.
There's a lot of exposing going on right now. Um, so long and the short, Xbox, they've been going through all this stuff with the FTC and the equivalents of the FTC throughout the world uh to purchase Activision Blizzard.
Mm.
And this past week, I guess they were tasked with uploading a bunch of documents over to the FTC. Some genius at Microsoft did not upload it to like their private caseworker, but uploaded it to a public portion of the website. And there was a boatload of like personal work related emails and plans we know about. Like, and this is my problem. Like some of the shit that we got was cool. Like we already have ideas of what the next generation Xbox is going to be. Cool. It's supposed to be an Xbox Series X essentially. Um it will have some physical upgrades, but they're really leaning into like a cloud based force behind it in order to, make it more powerful. Like cool, like leverage that technology, like your Microsoft, you got the money, cool. But along with that as well, like my biggest issue with it, away from like the cool and interesting stuff, is we've been saying for a very long time now that we like Phil Spencer. Like he seems to be very upfront. Seems is the key word here. He's very honest. He tells, he seems like a straight shooter. He comes out, he says what needs to be said, blah, 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 all that good shit. But some of the things that Phil Spencer has said within the last couple years were, that he feels that Xbox does not have issues with their launch, which I get to a certain degree, marketing wise. You have to kind of say that on the public front.
Gotta say
Something
face.
else that he said is that Xbox is not gearing to consolidate and buy out the entire gaming industry. And another thing that he has said is that he sees no benefit and no reason for a mid generation console refresh. Lo and behold, we get these leaks. What do we find? We find that there is a mid generation power up refresh coming
Big
in the
box.
form of a newer like model for the Series S, which I think is just supposed to have more memory to it. And then there's also supposed to be a more powerful Xbox Series X that's supposed to drop. I think they said by holiday season next year.
It's a
And
console that is probably it has more space, no disk
more
drive.
space, more RAM, no disk drive. Yeah, like
That's literally it.
it's I mean, but more RAM, no disk drive, and I think it even said that there's a stronger GPU in it. Um, is essentially a mid generation refresh. I I don't know how else to say it. Philip, you told us we didn't have a need for it. We got a need for it. What else do we find out? You said that you didn't want to consolidate. There were no plans to buy out the entire video game industry. And then behind closed doors, you guys are making plans or attempting to make plans to buy fucking Nintendo.
Nintendo of all
Like, like what are
Nintendo
uh,
of all companies.
Nintendo? You
Nintendo.
know what I'm saying? Like, which is crazy to like Nintendo. Like, and I get it. It's a business. You got to make plans. Blah blah blah. Nintendo, dog.
It's so hear me out because while you're talking, I was able to. I'm thinking about this. Phil Spencer, for one, is someone that I thought I like. I just cannot trust. There's a lot of
Yeah, man.
sleazeball ass shit where I'm like, bro, what? Like the first time I'm like, you was like, I see what he's trying to do. I'm gonna let it slide. But this last leaks of information, where I'm like, bro, what? So what I'm seeing here is how Xbox, well, yeah, Xbox, not Microsoft itself, but Xbox is trying to incorporate the mindset of Microsoft into the gaming space. You're
Hmm.
selling hardware or software onto different platforms so your name is there and you get a piece of the pie. You see the opportunity in Nintendo because you want to shoot them with new hardware, make that deal.
Hmm.
You want to have opportunities where you buy something, someone like Activision, your software, you own that now. You want to be able to like, hey Sony, now you gotta fuck with me. You're forcing your hand in everyone's pie. But at the same time, you're not showing leverage on how you can sell your gaming division of just
Hmm.
Xbox. And that's the part
So,
where it's frustrating because I had a conversation in a group chat with someone where it's like they was trying to just sell me on Microsoft for itself, and I mean not Microsoft, but Xbox, and they kept incorporating Microsoft as a whole. Where I'm like, I get it. Microsoft as a whole is a software hardware company, but if we're looking at the division of Xbox, it falls short of what these great other two powerhouses do well in, and we're focusing on video games. And so that's where Phil is falling short of. You're getting access to video games that was not on Xbox. A huge one is Final Fantasy 14 Online. You now have a whole new avenue of players that are going to be able to play probably one of the best MMORPGs in the past 10 years on that console. But what else are you bringing to the table? Like, what are you bringing to the table?
No, I'm gonna tell you what they bring to the table.
Tell me, share with people.
Because this goes into like my third gripe of, again, like, in front to your audience. Oh no, we have a strong slate. Like, we don't have any problems. We got this going. We know Redfall was a problem, but hey, we're still coming strong. Then behind closed doors, there are emails of them openly scrambling and panicking about the fact that they have a weak ass lineup for the last 2 years, including this year. And what do we find out? We find out on that Xbox is was shopping around to spend 1 billion, with a billion dollars, in order to beef up the offerings on Game Pass in order to try to continue to compete. Now, follow this. Apparently there's a red, and this is a list that was actually part of the leak that somebody compiled. So shout out to the person on Twitter I stole this from. Can't remember right now. But apparently there's a Red Dead 2 next generation
I saw that.
remaster that's in the works.
Yep.
They were offering $5 million a month for that on Game Pass. Suicide Squad, though it got delayed, they were offering $250 million on Game Pass. Star Wars Jedi Survivor, so the new one, $300 million was the offer to get it on Game Pass. Now, I just want to highlight for a second here, and I know I've said this before, that Game Pass is usually going to offer something around the way of what it costs to actually develop that game to put it on Game Pass. And you know what the problem with this is? The same problem that we've been having with Xbox, is us saying that I mean, at least when they first came out, there was Halo, there was Gears, they had an identity. We are the premier place for your shooters, multiplayer games, and all that good stuff. But at this point, they're just throwing money at the wall and seeing where it'll actually stick. Because let's be real, you want to pay $300 million for Jedi Survivor, you could pay a development team $300 million as a budget to just make the game. But they're not looking for long-term solutions and pouring this money into the like 25, 30 studios that they've purchased over the last couple of years. They're looking for quick fixes. Like, this is like, not being funny. I know the MCU is in a bad place right now, but what we're seeing between PlayStation and them building up relationships with studios and developers before purchasing them, and building up their IPs like The Last of Us and Horizon and Uncharted and so on and so forth, is very akin to the comparison of Disney and Marvel taking their time to build up the MCU piece by piece up to Infinity War, versus seeing the DCEU scrambling to catch up and shitting out Batman versus Superman. As I continue down this list, Mortal Kombat 1, $250 million. Baldur's Gate 3, which in email they called Baldur's Gate 3 something along the line of a hand-me-down Stadia project, offering $5 million for it.
And that game is doing fucking numbers. They had damn near 700,000 people playing this fucking game concurrently.
Which tells you, if they didn't think so little of the game, They a while ago could have made it easier for people to have access to that game, but of course, as they want parity and they wanted the multiplayer to couch co-op multiplayer to be available on the Series S, which is the sole reason why that game has got delayed almost until next year. That like it just kind of shows like the way that they thought about that game. Now we can see why they're having the issue and that game still isn't out yet there. And I think it's set for November at this point. Following along, Gotham Knights, $30 million. It's hilarious. They were going to offer 6 times more for Gotham Knights than for Baldur's Gate. Assassin's Creed Rift, which is now known as Mirage, 100 million. GTA 5, they were going to offer 12 to 15 million dollars a month to put this game on. Dying Light 2, 50 mil. Lego Star Wars, 35 mil. Dragon Ball Breakers, dog, they was going to offer $20 million for Dragon Ball Breakers.
And they said
I
5
go
million.
back again, 5 million for Baldur's Gate 3.
And just want to let you know, at peak, it was 875,343. In the last 24 hours, it's 358,755. And this is just Steam. This is nothing else. This is just Steam.
Not knowing how Baldur's Gate was going to do, there's no way you look at a semi open world Dungeons and Dragons CRPG and you say, you know what? I think Dragon Ball Breakers is going to be worth more than that. I mean, you could have just looked at the impressions from early access to know that it was at least going to be worth more to offer that than for Dragon Ball Breakers. But hey, whatever. Monkey Island, $5 million. Wreckfest 2, 10 to $14 million. Just Dance, 5 mil. Blood Runner, 5 mil. Glitchbusters, 5 mil. They was about to ready to throw $1 billion at Game Pass to fix the issue that they're telling their loyal fans that doesn't exist. Isn't that like
it's wild because you're looking at it like they have Microsoft on Xbox. Microsoft has the money to do that. Now, if we're looking at the model of we're just going to spend money. So here is your it's like the guy who sung for damn it, Lion King, Simba when he was a kid. The voice actor for him. Disney offered him $2 million up front, but that didn't include any royalties. So what it's saying to me is Xbox is willing to throw this money out like stupid money. Like, here, you have this money. We just want to put this on a platform. We're going to make our money back on Game Pass for people to have this. But if your game's a hit and we have people doing it, you're not going to get any residuals because of Game Pass. People will have to buy your game on our console. We don't know how long we're going to have it on Game Pass. So after the contract of it being on Game Pass, like on Netflix, ends, that's it. But if you have this game that's hit and you have to buy it on a console like on your PC or on PlayStation or Nintendo, you're splitting that whatever the deal is between having it on that platform. That's money that's guaranteed through that. But from when it's on the through the contracts of what's going on with Game Pass, we don't know the in-betweens with that. And so I don't know, man. I was fucking with Phil. He just seemed like it's just some of that shit that I be seeing. Like, bro, what? I don't know. Jason Weaver. Yeah, thank you, T. I could not think of his name at all. But I just for some reason I just cannot. There's just something off about Phil where I'm just like, bro, I don't trust you. Like, I like some of the shit you're doing. I just do not trust you right now. And it doesn't look well. And again, like, I use Game Pass to play games like Liza P or Starfield. Like, I do that. But when somebody trying to make the argument on Facebook was saying, well, you have it on Game Pass. I'm like, bro, if it's just on Game Pass, I don't need to buy the game if I beat the game. He's like, well, so. I mean, what if you don't beat the game? I'm like, I played most of it. I probably won't go back.
Mhm.
Depends on like if I have armor core. Like I bought these games. I want to beat these games. They're in my backlog. I'm going to play these games. I fucking bought them. But it's just
Yeah.
he talks a really good game. Phil has the ability to talk the panties off of none, bro. That's the
Yeah.
type of game I see. Like I game recognize game, and I see what it's worth. Like, bro, you have the ability to talk the panties off none, and it's like you got Final Fantasy 14 online coming to your console next year, right before they
Like
launch the new
the
expansion.
expansion. Yeah. Like my thing is like at the end of the day, like, and don't get me wrong, I feel like even on the PlayStation end, like there's been a while since PlayStation has had a personality to like carry things on the forefront since Jack Tretton, who was like the last like CEO or whatever of PlayStation left. Um and there's like not really a leading personality there. Well, shout out to them because I did, at the last state of play, they like the disembodied female voice that has been hosting the state of plays for a while actually showed her face this time. I thought that was kind of cool, but I would almost rather Xbox take that same approach of PlayStation, where it's just like, hey, we don't really have a face. We're not, we're just gonna put these games out and do our Xbox Game Pass thing and just call it a day versus have a face of someone out there who's gonna blow smoke up people's asses, and then we find out that everything that he's essentially been pushing the narrative behind for the last couple months is not
Bullshit.
true.
Right.
Because ultimately at this point, like there are absolutely some Xbox apologists out there that will see it, but like I feel the same way. Like, like this is the same company that was like, oh, like we, when PlayStation said we believe in generations and blah blah blah, and then the pandemic happened, so they had to do like PS4, PS5 games on things we just wanted on PS5. I was a little irritated about that, but you can get it. Like shit happens. But when you come out time and time again and all the biggest points about the things that you are marketing behind show that none of that seems to be your intention is another problem in its own. Like the only reason that Game Pass is working is because Microsoft is behind Xbox. There's no way you can shit out $1 billion in games over a year, while in that same year spending what, it's like $60 billion or some shit like that to buy Activision Blizzard, and then it was like $30 billion like 12 months before that when they bought Bethesda. There's no way that that's sustainable if you don't have Microsoft behind you. Like,
Right.
but I mean, I digress. I mean, I guess it just is what it is, man.
It is, and
It
it's
just
like
is.
there. I mean, there's some positive. I mean, outside from some of the shady business I see, some of the things that I have to give credit to with Xbox that I am enjoying. They have a really good UI system that I am really liking. It's very customizable.
Customizable.
I'm enjoying that aspect. Again, Game Pass is allowing me to play games on a monthly subscription that I was like,
Mhm.
okay, I can't buy it here, but I can do that here. Um, y'all, give credit where credit's due. You guys finally got a game that can probably be put up for a game of the year. And for the love of God, people who are seeing this shit, who are talking about it, who just want to say Sony's on its downfall, from PS3 to the beginning of the PS5, Sony has been dominating games in a very powerful fashion. It's like when Tom
Mhm.
Brady in New England just could not fucking lose. And when he started to show, chinks in his armor, he was like, "Oh, he's terrible." This, that, they're like, "Bro, we get it. Like we was winning for so long. You hate us. You finally got a dub. Congratulations. Don't forget your history where we was at last year, 365 days ago."
I don't I don't even really see the chinks in the armor. I mean, the Horizon expansion was fire, like how it sold or whatever. I'm not really sure, but it was a really good expansion. Final Fantasy 16 was phenomenal.
Yes,
I get that some people feel it wasn't Final Fantasy enough, but that's either here nor there.
that's
It
been
was a
gold of the
great
worlds.
game. Yeah. I mean, and then, and Baldur's Gate launched as a console exclusive first on PlayStation, which, right now is one of the best selling games available on PlayStation. And then we've got Spider-Man 2 getting ready to drop in another, what,
It's people, it's
25
people,
days?
it's people who don't. When you're good for so long, you're just like what Eddie Murphy saying, Raw. What have you done for me lately? You're so used to this lavish lifestyle. You want something new. I'm like, baby, I'm bringing it. I have the best product in the game. I mean, the game right now. You're gonna get the best. So they're looking for someone new to take the mantle. Like Alabama's been so heavy for so long that the new head coach for Georgia is the new guy. Like we're fucking with him tough because he's the new guy with the dynasty growing. But fail to realize that assistant coach came from Nick Saban. Like Nick Saban's head coach at Alabama. You know where your history is. So it's just like the new hotness what people want to take. It's like, all right, cool. Like I get it. Nintendo and PlayStation literally producing games for so long that Xbox finally got a dub that they've been looking for so long. Because unfortunately, you didn't get it with Halo. It was a flop. It was an unfortunate flop because I love Halo growing up. Um, what was it? Redfall was terrible. It was god awful.
And you know how
You was excited for that. You
I
were.
was so excited for that game. And then I will never forget. I was at Disney World last year for my son's birthday. And I remember I was on the Disney monorail. I was so excited to see the gameplay premiere of that game. And I watched it. It was like, this looks bad.
Terrible. You found a quick, stable, strong band-aid in High Five Rush. Outside of that,
Hi-Fi Rush was extraordinary. Oh, that game was so fucking good.
it was refreshing to have.
I
But
love that game.
and then outside of that, everything else has been on multiple platforms to be played on. So you don't have that exclusivity that people go for. And so we digress. Like Xbox, you have Starfield. For those who love Bethesda's games, that is a game for you. For people like G, who are never really into Bethesda game, this is not a game for you. Don't even waste your time trying to try it because you're just not going to enjoy it, and that's fine. Not everyone has the same taste in video games. Sometimes you need to try something, like for me in Baldur's Gate and Diablo 4, to realize, oh, I like this type of gaming now. But if you already had a history of this developing studio where you're like, I was never into this shit to begin with, I don't think that shit's gonna change, especially if everyone's saying the same thing. I'm okay, and that's fine. That's perfectly okay.
Something I just thought about.
What's up?
When did the PS5 come out? 2020, November 2020, right?
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2 is getting ready to come out on October 20th of 2023. So the PS3 has not been out for a full 3 years yet, right?
You mean PS5?
Yeah, PS5 hasn't been out for a full 3 years yet. But check this out. Insomniac has dropped Spider-Man PS4 remaster for PS5, Miles Morales, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. This is their fourth full AAA game.
Insomniac's like, don't worry about us right now, Playboy.
And then we didn't put this as a story, but the game already went golden. The game is actually done 1 month before launch.
them bad boys is like,
what are they doing over there?
They serving up the hot shit. Hold on, what Denzel say? Blue Magic. It's like Pepsi. It's a brand name.
I guarantee it.
I guarantee it.
I'm telling you, like there has to be like they have a key into Baldur's Gate, and they got a couple wizards over there, bro.
Oh yeah,
they got a couple
sorcerers.
They over there, sorcerers, warlocks, clerics. They all over there,
crazy,
waving around their wands, and like even Harry Potter is over there. They Expelliarmus the game. You know what I'm saying? They just putting it out there.
And it's good, man. It's like outside of like the shady business going on. Again, this is probably one of for my gaming life has been one of the best video game years that I've experienced as the past 10. Like I told Jasmine the other day, I've spent money on damn near 12 games this year alone.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, yeah, I'm with you. I really think this is probably the best year in game. Like, from Street Fighter to, Mortal Kombat, though that's not gonna be everyone's cup of tea. Like I said, Hi-Fi Rush, the Baldur's Gate, Final Fantasy 16, Starfield, even Spider-Man 2.
Liza
I'm
P,
sure Liza P. I'm sure, Call of Duty is gonna do the same numbers it always does. Like, we
dude.
gotta put that in there. Like,
Diablo when it
there
first came out was solid before
yeah,
it went to shit.
Diablo was this year. Yeah, like
And we're not done yet. Like again,
Armored Core.
Armor Core 6, phenomenal game, great game. And again, I don't care what anyone says. I had fun. It was great. I was a fucking wizard. Hogwarts was great until
Yeah,
it wasn't.
bro, Hogwarts was this year. Uh man, and then even Sea of Stars,
Sea of Stars.
the indie darling right now. Like
Zelda came out this year.
Zelda bro, I forgot Zelda too.
Like the Game Awards,
And
legitimate.
we have a mainline Mario game coming out this year with Super Mario Wonder. You know what I'm saying? And we got a new couch co-op Sonic game coming out as well. Like,
Like this has
this
been
is
we've been great. So it's like the complaints that we have is just we want if there's it's like look, Xbox, you see what the fuck is coming out now. Everyone is on board on spending money on video games and enjoying it with friends and family. Get on fucking board and produce something new where it's like, damn, I gotta get that going. And like for me right now, my next most anticipated game is Dragon's Dogma 2. I am excited.
I gotta look at the gameplay for
Oh,
that
bro,
too.
they
To be
said
able to play
they've
that
been
first
spending they
impression.
spent the last 10 years developing this game. I am ready. So there's 4 classes: archer, wizard, thief, and fighter.
Which one am I picking?
You're going to pick the wizard because you literally just
Yeah, right.
became like this whole wizard thing right now. So I'm like, okay, cool. I thought I wanted to go fighter, but I think I might be archer this time because I want to enjoy. Because I literally pick fighter everywhere I go, shield and sword, or just big hammer smash, boom boom. So I'm excited. Oh,
What would you call it last night? Big Ugga Booga
oh
energy.
yeah, big unga bunga energy. That's what the fuck. I'm not coming in here for nothing sweet. I'm not coming here to set no traps, no spells. I have a fucking flaming sword and I have big dick energy. You are about to get fucked.
Captain Caveman, baby.
So that's what I'm looking forward to. Again, in later news, we probably won't get into details. Final Fantasy Rebirth looks absolutely fucking amazing.
Yeah, that as soon as we get off of here, I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna look at that gameplay.
It's
That's
fucking
my next
gorgeous.
task.
It's going to be a phenomenal experience. Remake was great. Um, Rebirth looks phenomenal, and I'm just like, there's so much here to give. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, tell us what you are most anticipating in video games coming up, or what games you are playing now that you're enjoying. Please let us
Everything.
know. So before we of course, lead out, because I'm sorry, I need sleep before I get on Baldur's Gate tonight. I'm tired.
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know how I'm gonna do it, man.
It's gonna be rough for you. I think it's just gonna be
I don't know.
me and Ryan for duos.
Look, this is where I'm at. I'm already like completely done with chapter 2. Is what we're getting ready to head into. Um, push come to shove, y'all can just like use my character for me because I'm like there's not much in this chapter. Like in chapter 2 is smaller than chapter 1 and 3, and I've done like 90% of what there is to offer in chapter 2. So if y'all end up playing for a few hours without me,
Oh no,
I'm not
we and Ryan
opposed to
probably
it.
just do duos then. Because bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. We beat the shit out of the spider last night that had the pixie. Like we beat the shit out of that fucking spider. And the crows that try to come
Oh
out,
yeah,
we
that
beat the
nigga.
shit. Like the crows hit
Oh
hard.
yeah.
But
No, that's cause Ryan warned you, right?
oh, he did. We bro,
Bro,
his warning is fucking gorgeous. He's
bro,
like, this is how it's gonna go.
imagine You are playing by yourself. You're in this new dark, scary area, and you're going around looting shit. And you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna loot this crow." And
Ooh,
then you
piece of
go to
candy.
loot the crow, and then like 30 of them come out and start gangbanging you.
Rough.
Bro, it was terrible. Like I somehow beat it on my first my first interaction with them, but I also learned like okay, chapter 2 is kind of where this game starts.
Mm-hmm.
Like from chapter 2 onward, like Baldur's Gate has no problem setting you up on like 4 versus 10, 4 versus 15, 20 people.
Right. And I want to apologize to everyone. Like, we wanted to stream this game, but it's been so enjoyable off stream because it's very vulgar. Perry's very vulgar in this game. Violence will be chosen. And we just want to tell y'all it's been an experience um, for that. And I don't want to keep everyone because we will go on a tangent. So before we even get started, what is your recommendation?
My recommendation is not to play Baldur's Gate if you want to have a social life. Like, don't get me wrong, you'll have a social life, but it'll be you and 3 other people that you decide to play with. That'll be your social life. So unless you can find a way to make it your wife and like maybe your best friend and his wife or your best friend and her wife, however, it's 2023. Fuck who you want to.
Just don't
It's
fuck
going
your
to cause
siblings.
problems. I've been cursed out behind Baldur's Gate.
Man.
Like Perry is bear witness to it. I've gotten makeup gifts behind Baldur's Gate. Perry has been witness to it. I have woken up late for getting the kids ready for school for Baldur's Gate. Like it's like just like I know like the whole thing used to be dare to say no to drugs. I'm gonna say it. Dare to say no to Baldur's Gate.
I started a new job, boy, and I'm like, man, I could go to sleep at like 3 and wake up ready for the new shift. I be sleep the entire fucking time.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you, I'm snitching. You know what? We last night. Perry said to us, "Hey, I'm supposed to go to work tomorrow, which is Sunday. Today, I'm not going to work." You know what I said to him as a almost 34-year-old man who's talking to his brother about not going to work for no reason other than I'm not going.
Not going.
Instead of being like, "Bro, man, get this bag," I said, "So we playing Baldur's Gate?"
Exactly. That's how what it is.
Bro, just don't. Just say no to Baldur's Gate,
It's
fam.
not happening. For
Like,
me,
I pray that you play it and it's not your jam. Because if it is, just say goodbye to like a good
say
100 to
goodbye
200 hours of your life.
for real. Gone. My recommendation. It's my birthday week. I'm turned 31 this year. It's been a phenomenal year so far. My wife had her white coat ceremony this past week.
Oh,
Baby girl, she decided she's gonna go full fledged doctor mode on us. So shout out to the wifey. Again, I started a new job. Perry making good money. Perry make good money. Perry make real good money. And for my birthday weekend, uh, I ain't one of those people that's gonna go out, spend a whole bunch of money, go get some dinner, buy a big bottle of champagne, stun on the internet, and let y'all know this, that, and the third. Perry's gonna go to his favorite hole in the wall strip club. I'm gonna because I usually go by myself. I grab a cigar, I grab some drink, I pour one up for myself, and I pour one up for Panda, and I cheers to him because that's now my tradition where I celebrate me and his birthday's the day before mine. So I'm like, this is for me and bro. This year I got some people that's gonna hang out with me. We're gonna have a good time. I'm throwing about $400 to $500 at somebody. Somebody's light bill's finna be about to be paid, or they card note because of Perry.
that's wild.
And then Canelo versus Charlo is Saturday. So again, T Will, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
I really hope. I'm wishing the most negative of jujus on Saturday night for you because I need that in the Discord because I'm ready to see that boy get his ass. I'm ready to see that nigga hair roll.
Bro, that's probably the best card of the undercard is packed of bangers. Ugas versus Mario's is happening, and that could be a headliner of like a Showtime regular boxing match, like them two. And they're under this card, bro. Ugas is the one that spins
I'm saying
beat
no.
before.
I'm with.
Oh, okay. I
I'm
like
with.
Barrios
Yeah.
just because of the heart. Like Barrios ain't he's like Caleb Plant.
Yeah.
He's just
I
like,
mean,
nigga, I want to bang.
that's anybody's fight.
Yeah, that's like,
That's
nigga, we're here to
anybody's fight.
bang.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. If any push comes to shove, I get some more birthday money. I'll be like, G,
Oh.
go ahead and do your thing, player. Go ahead and sign into the thing, player. I got y'all. Y'all make sure everybody watch the fight. You know what I'm saying for me.
Yeah,
But if
definitely. So
it's
let me know. We get it set up. However
definitely,
it go.
but I appreciate
But
everyone's
I'm a
birthday
find a
love.
YouTube plug. Yeah, definitely. Absolutely happy birthday. I know I'll hear from you before then. But look, again, back to my recommendation of say no to Voters Gate. You know the other thing he said he want for his birthday? 24 hours to just be left alone to play his game.
God,
Let me ask you a question. How many hours of that you gonna spend on Voters Gate,
it's
Barry?
gonna be at least 18.
See?
It's gonna be at
Say no to
least
Voters
18.
Gate. It's
It's
not
gonna
worth
be
it.
at
It's not
least
worth your life.
18.
Look at my sleepy eyes, chat. Look, let me
I'm keeping my shades on, man. My shit
look.
is low.
Look at my sleepy eyes. Look, look. Nigga, I'm tired.
All you can
You don't
think
want to
about.
be this kind of tired, nigga. Look, I'm ugly, nigga. I'm tired. You do not want this. Look, look, nigga, look. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm tired.
Motor's gates running through his veins.
You don't want this, bro.
We need more. So I don't thank everyone for pulling up. It's been a phenomenal year so far. I'm extremely thankful. Thank you everyone for always pulling up.
Especially T Well and Ray. Y'all
Y'all
is the
always pull
realest,
up,
man.
man. We're gonna get it more consistent, but man, right now we just like to shoot the shit with y'all, talk some video games. Y'all always pull up. We appreciate y'all always being in the Discord, going through it, talking. I can't again say that enough that we're extremely thankful. Me and G also worked with friend one of the homies who is literally a baby to us.
Right, the big young homie. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
Mr. Wilson. We talked hip hop, what made music
Well,
timeless.
just music in general, man. It was a beautiful conversation, y'all.
Beautiful. So
Definitely got to check that out.
check that out. Support him and the Thin and Out podcast. It has been a phenomenal experience. We'll see you guys next week. If people ain't throwing ass, people ain't boulders gating, I'm not gonna fucking be here because it's my birthday weekend and I'm doing me shit. So fuck everybody outside of the people that support this, but I'm gone. I'm out. See y'all niggas in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Look, I'm gonna keep this real personal today. I know Dark Guy came in here, but right now, T Will, Ray, y'all in here right now. T Will, you deserve the heartiest gang gang. My boy Ray deserves the heartiest gang gang. I'm about to go. I would really say I'm about to go pee, but I'm probably about to go sleep.
Get some rest, my brother. We'll check y'all later. I'll see you on Boulder's Gate.
No, you won't.
Yeah, I will. See ya. Bye, Storm.
Say no, y'all. Say no.